Thank you, Lascan Corla. It's appropriate that my second last contribution for the 33rd Dáil, I expect, is on the issue of how we care for carers. And indeed, I put forward a private member's bill on this during this Dáil, and that carries on from my work in the European Parliament, where I chaired the Carers Interest Group for 10 years. And indeed, one of the pieces of legislation we were successful in bringing forward was a piece of legislation that's been put on the statute books here in recent times that will guarantee carers leave. But what we're talking about today is how we support family carers, those who care for people who need care. And in truth, if any of us lives long enough, we'll either need care ourselves or we'll have to give care. So caring isn't a woman's issue. It's not just a family issue behind the closed door of the family home. Caring is a societal issue. And sometimes for those not involved in caring, they often think, yeah, it's a few hours here, a few hours there. But in truth, to receive carers allowance, there's quite strict regulations in place. You have to satisfy a means test, which I've said many times has to be abolished. But you also have to provide full-time care of at least 35 hours per week to a person who is medically assessed as needing full-time care. So we see that's the reality of what we're talking about. Now, to be fair to the Minister, she has increased the income disregard for carers allowance, and I acknowledged and welcomed that. But it was from an extremely low base, Minister. From 28 to 2021, there was no increase in income disregard for carers allowance. But we now need to finish that job, and the next government must commit to doing so, because I said earlier, care is a societal issue. It's about how we value those who need care and those who give care. I have called the means test the mean test on so many occasions, and that's exactly what it is. Because if you look at the contribution of carers in Ireland, they care for well over 100,000 people. But looking at my own constituency, a quick back-of-the-envelope job tells me that the contribution of family carers in County Leitrim, for example, it saves the state €120 million every single year. In County Sligo, family carers save the state €260 million every single year. And in County Donegal, family carers save the state approximately €600 million every single year. So what we're asking for today is reasonable and proportionate, and as I said, the next government has to commit to it. And I suppose my final point on the means test for carers allowance. Carers allowance is a policy that's in place over 33 years, and it's gender biased because it started out when the majority of carers were women, nearly 100%. That's changed, but there's still more women caring than men or young carers. And the idea was that it would be a small income on the side where the man provided the main income for the household. So therefore, whether a person got carers allowance or not was determined entirely by what was the income of the main breadwinner. We just cannot continue that situation. So what I want from all party leaders and independents is to hear that in the lifetime of the next government, whoever forms it, we will guarantee the abolition of the means test, or as I call it, the mean test for carers allowance.
Thank you, Deputy.